Hello, hindsight. I had the sudden urge to make a little video and I wanted to make sure that that didn't go away before I got the chance to, which is why I'm on the floor, because my phone is dying, so you have to be plugged in. How is everybody doing? No one's made a video since me. This is my channel now. I won. Today, I am finishing an edit for a thing and then driving to London. Ooh, the edit I'm finishing is, remember that short film thing that I was making the behind the scenes videos for in August? Still that one. It's not a paid thing, so I worked on the film for free because it was a mate and people were really doing it as like a passion project because they couldn't do stuff in lockdown, and it's not like I was trading that time for any paid work. And I really like it. Like I'm really enjoying making it because I love being able to construct something from start to finish, especially when it's got that kind of challenge of, like, I filmed interviews with people, but there's no structure. I sort of have to make up the videos myself. As I put stuff together, I came up with 4 video concepts. One about like how the project came together, one about the ethos of the film, one about what it was like making a film during COVID, and one about, what is the other one? The art, that's it, DOP shit, the art. But everybody involved in that film works in TV and entertainment and stuff, so obviously they've all been struggling in COVID, and everyone's just been taking work where they can, as have I. The film itself is nearly finished. It's going to be done in the next 2 weeks, I think. And then these videos have just been me talking to the producer back and forth with gaps of like 3 weeks because we're both just busy trying to get work. So it's like delayed, but it's not like a super awful. That bit of dust was so big that I saw it fly behind me. What was that? So that's nearly done. That's fun. I made a cute little title sequence. I've had this thing over the past couple of years where I've very much ended up being like an offline editor. I construct a narrative and I move on to something else. And I've always done that thing where I don't learn how to do something until I run into a project where I need to learn it, and then I just watch a bunch of tutorials and find a way to do it. So my experience in making slick animated titles and stuff was pretty limited. But this one's been nice because I made some cute little lower thirds. They're very basic, but they're good. And I made a little title sequence, which was cute. So that's been fun. Tonight I'm driving to London because I have a job as a runner on a project that has, I think, quite an intense NDA, so I can't tell you. It's been really weird. I've very much gone from that thing of having no TV work when I'd wanted TV work for quite a while to getting one thing and then the textbook thing happening where, whoop, you got a foot in the door, now things are opening up, which is really nice. But it's quite overwhelming to go from having nothing and being on furlough for months to like, oh, you're doing 5 days in this place. Oh, now you're doing 4 days in this place. Ooh, drive over here for a week. So I'm getting used to that, but I'm enjoying it as much as you can enjoy being on your feet for 14 hours, you know? And as much as you can enjoy wearing a mask for 14 hours. But it's great. Obviously, I'm very grateful for the fact that this has happened during a pandemic. I'm so lucky to be having these jobs and to have that little bit of extra security. I don't know how long this streak will go on for because obviously it's just like ad hoc casual work. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm just diving in. The Netflix show is still going. I think technically I might still get more days on that, but I mean, I'm just taking anything I can get at the moment. So I worked on a different Netflix thing also. The thing that I'm going to London for tonight, I'm actually really excited about. I didn't really know what it was, and I was like, cool, that sounds like something I'm interested in. But then we had a call with the director yesterday, and I was like, this is actually going to be pretty sick. It's going to be a really rushed shoot, and there's only going to be like 6 to 8 of us making it, which is going to, like, it's just a nicer atmosphere in it when you're like a more integral part of the team. But I didn't do any laundry, so I've got a pile of pants there just to make sure I got enough, and we're going to figure it out. I've been really in between the seasons, I think, mentally. I had a real dip in my mood sort of October-ish. I don't know, I think I was going through sort of a delayed response of what a lot of other people went through at the start of lockdown, because we technically came out of lockdown in July. I don't know, you know, this year has just melded into one. But like from my point of view, because my work's been closed and everyone who lives in the house, like, it's kind of like we've been in lockdown since March. Things were open again, but they gradually started opening, and then we just had another 2-week firebreak lockdown where everything shut again. I don't know, I think it kind of hit my brain that it was going to be a while till I could hang out with my friends. And I think because I threw myself into projects so much, I didn't really notice how much I was lacking like the social interaction and stuff. I think when autumn came and it was raining every day, like every year, because we get decent summers now, every year I'm like, oh, it's raining. That's a thing that happens. Because it rains in summer, but like Like, this is like rain. Weeks of solid, heavy rain, and I just forget how miserable it makes me. So I think it was probably a bit of like seasonal affective stuff in my brain that made me suddenly realise like, oh, actually, this whole situation is pretty shit, isn't it? But I'm feeling all right now. I think as stressful as I found the going to different places and, you know, leaving my house at 5 a.m. and getting back at 10 p.m. some days, as stressful as that has been, I think I was quite lucky to be busy in a way that didn't let me wallow too much during the phase where I sort of had a dip. But now we're back to already bits of rain, normal Welsh rain, but generally like the sun is shining in the morning, so I can get out of bed. I had a bit of a dip in motivation for a lot of things during that phase that I'm kind of coming out of, and it was like, I don't know, it was different to other motivation drops, and I think that's because it was like COVID related. Not to be too miserable about it, but like life is kind of pointless sort of at the moment, because any sort of idea you have of the future, anything you're aiming to do, probably can't happen for a while, and all the milestones that you look forward to in a normal year aren't happening. So, you know, like things are a little bit pointless right now, and that's okay, but I think that's what it was. The US election happened. That was nice. Well, it wasn't nice, but the results were not as terrifying as they could have been, and that was nice. I do feel like, you know, it's not as simple as Trump's no longer going to be president and therefore everything's good again. But I remember so intensely how 2016 felt when we had the Brexit vote and then Trump. And it was just like, oh, this is where the world's heading. And in the past 4 years, it's just been utter shit. You could catastrophize guesses of slight political shifts and world events, and all of them came true. And it's brought out a nihilist outlook in a lot of us, I think. And in all honesty, I think I just expected Trump to get a landslide win, because that's how the world works at the moment. So even seeing it that close and seeing the efforts that people went to vote, it's like we set examples of what's possible in each country. You know, the Brexit vote must have had something to do with a lot of upswing in the right in other countries. But I just think for the people who are on the fence, who are like, voting's pointless, there's nothing we can do, to see a win that close is far different to seeing a lose that close. Seeing a lose this close, people would just be like, see, there's no point. People tried really hard, didn't do anything. But seeing a win that close is like, oh, it's possible, but it was really fucking close, which means that next time I need to make sure my voice is heard. And I just hope that seeing that might encourage those frightened middle ground people. It's not perfect, but there is a slight weight lifted off the world, you know? Goodbye, hindsight. I hope I see someone here again soon, but if not, I guess you'll see me in a few weeks.